Oh, hey Robert. Apparently their name is going to be called Paragon.
From Charlotte, North Carolina. From Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Baum, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Wednesday night Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. We're going to be reacting and talking about Dynamite and other AEW related things tonight. My name is Adam Baum. I am your host of what is soon to become the flagship show of MOWP. Isn't that right, Brian?
That is right. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. It's a pleasure.
I wish you were here instead of the giant head edition.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, maybe for Rumble, right? Maybe I'll come back.
It will be our.
When is that? Is that 2 weeks?
It'll be the end. Yeah, I mean it's We got two Monday night shows left, so yeah, it's about two and a half weeks.
Oh man.
So speaking of these special shows, I gotta tell you, I think marketing failed AEW a little bit.
How's that?
Battle of the Belts.
Okay.
Now I know this is not Night of Champions, but in the mind of a wrestling fan, when you hear something like Battle of the Belts,
yeah,
it's not a safe assumption, but it's a good bet that this would be the assumption that everybody would think multiple championships are on the line.
Well, there were.
Well. What I'm getting to is, I would have thought it's at least a 2-hour program, maybe a 3-hour. So that, yes, all your matches are going to be championship matches, Brian, but they'll be more than the average bear. Instead, they crammed 3 championship matches in. One was 16 minutes, one was 9 minutes. Oh, shit, let me look real quick.
The other one was like 45 or 50-ish.
The other one was 12 minutes, 40 seconds. So 16, 12, 40, and 9 minutes. One of these belts, I guess, is now truly recognized by AEW, the FTW, which nobody has talked at all about this match. Ricky Starks and Matt Sydal.
Good match.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad you know where I'm going with this. It was a good match. These are two guys that I think can go. Wow, why didn't you invest a little more in the story of this?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. The Sydal just seems like he's just kind of got thrown in there.
Well, and that's fine. You couldn't have added some substance in a couple weeks ago. You couldn't have had Ricky Starks sell this feud somehow.
Well, I think they did on Dark.
Well, that's my point. The Dynamite audience, you want me to tune in for a special Saturday event. And of your 3 matches, one was given no Dynamite time, Brian. I agree, if you're saying they did say it on Dark, that's great.
Well,
but
kind of busting your chops. I knew it was gonna.
Yeah, but I mean your flagship show, right?
No, I'm with you.
Dynamite, there's no argument there. I don't think anyone would argue that Dynamite is their flagship show.
Oh, of course. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, to me, Matt Sydal, yeah, he's got a ceiling, but he's a good guy for a talent like Ricky Starks to work with.
Definitely.
And it's a feud that I think you should have developed a little bit on Dynamite before going to Battle of the Belts, a special event that you're trying to draw your audience to, not your dark audience to, your audience to.
I still think they should have, like, if that is the case, because obviously they weren't doing it on Dynamite. Otherwise, we would have seen it. We would have been talking about it.
Well, I mean, it was here in Charlotte. You and we were talking about you coming back to town and buying tickets and going to this. But
I mean the build itself for Starks and for Sydal.
Something.
I don't know.
Because and again, I want to preface. I like both these guys. Check the tape. I've praised both them. Matt Sydal is capable of putting on a good match with a variety of other competitors, from somebody like Lance Archer, all the way down to fucking Marco Stunt. Sydal is a guy that can go with all breeds. And Starks, I don't know anything outside of AEW from him, but I've liked what I've seen.
Did you say Stunt because he's short?
Yes. I said
wrestling acumen. You said because of
his height.
Yeah.
I also said Lance Archer because he was tall.
Oh, you did say Archer. Okay, I didn't hear the first one. Damn it.
Yeah, so I was trying to show a.
I see.
If
you're going from a height standpoint.
If we were doing a WWE show, I would have said Big Show and Ray.
Drake Maverick, I think, was shorter than Ray, wasn't he? But he's not there.
But I'm saying somebody that could go, like, you can go with all types. Sydal, I feel, is that guy. Oh, you might not. His shitty parts are outside of the ropes. He's not a great charisma character or promo.
Who?
Sydal. Yeah.
Oh, I disagree. I think he's actually a really good promo. He's an interesting character.
Okay, sure.
I say character as in, like, person. Like, I've heard him on interviews and stuff, and he just sounds like a very trippy guy, I'll say.
Stike, DP, and Juan are joining us over on YouTube.
Okay.
So we've got the other two matches, Britt Baker and Riho. I'm going to mention this to start right here, Brian, because this is a theme of the night, if you will. Once we get to Dynamite. No, just the theme of our night for this show. Okay. Britt Baker, Riho. This is not a first time match, so this is a rematch.
So what? I mean, everything's going to be a rematch at some point.
Oh, I agree. But Tony keeps slapping it on the table and says we don't do rematches. And between Battle of the Belts and Dynamite and the other, anyway, there's rematches. Yeah. And you're right. At the 3-year mark, I mean, there kind of has to be. I'm not even calling Tony out as a liar of a booker or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm calling him out by the sheer impossibility of it. Even if he continues to sign new people every fucking day and gets a roster 300 size, you're bound to have a rematch. He will run out of people that have never fought each other.
Well, I think the rematch clause is just about how in WWE it's almost just like a given that we're going to see at the next pay-per-view. Or goddamn, sorry about that.
I think the rematch clause was. I think the rematch clause was always handled best by the black and gold old NXT. I don't know what that is. If that rivalry was good enough, they would extend it. The first Ciampa Gargano breakup feud before the injury happened to Ciampa. Like that first breakup, they had more than one match because that was such a important.
There's a lot of meat and bones with that feud.
Right. But then I'll look at somebody, and I'm not talking about his out of the ring shit, but I'll look at somebody like Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream.
Oh God.
That match. This was before Velveteen was in trouble, Brian. But that match.
We still say redacted.
Yeah. Well, that match.
Redacted versus Adam Cole.
Redacted versus Adam Cole was not spicy enough to carry over and get another chapter. You see what I'm saying? So that when I say the NXT rule, it was not a like unwritten rule. They would take the rivalries that had the, like you just said, meat on the bone. Mm-hmm. Those would continue, and others were just like, yeah, we're done, move on.
Yeah. Whereas if Rob were here, I would say Tofurkey on the stick. Right? I think that's a good. Yeah. Or soy on a stick, whatever that man eats.
Oh.
What's the board say?
Stike says, don't call Tony Khan out. You might get death threats like I did. He apparently got harassed on Twitter today. And he also is asking you a question, Brian. He says, you think Dante Martin is going to take the FTW title at some point?
I do. They've been pushing him so much, and he's besides the fact that he's one of the best. And I know we say that about a lot of people in AEW, but he's like 20 years old, 21 years old.
So is the FTW belt becoming the dark championship that can sometimes cross over to Dynamite and main roster, if you will?
Repeat that one more time. You said FTW belt. What
is the FTW belt becoming the dark championship?
The dark championship. Well, you bring up a good point.
Hey, Berto's here. What's up, Berto?
Yo. Yeah.
He says, noticed you guys were ending the Raw podcast. Had to tune in. So, Berto, we've cut the Raw portion of the podcast probably like 6 months ago. But we're ending the Monday show entirely on our 6-year anniversary. So that's in 2 shows left. 17th and the 24th, Brian.
Yeah, we had to cancel Rob.
Oh, DP says it's going down like old Yeller. Ouch. We're all foaming at the mouth. Rob is foaming at the mouth. The one thing I noticed since you brought him up, Brian, is especially on Monday, whenever we bring up AEW, it's so easy to just fall into that negativity with him, because if you analyze it under a microscope, I sadly, because he's right, I sadly think that there's just so many problems with AEW. But if you take a step back as a not podcaster, as a not crazy wrestling analyst like we are, you can just sit back and enjoy it, and it's a really good show.
Oh, and it's very nice. Yeah. Oh no, I completely get what you're saying.
So he without being able to watch it live with you, I don't enjoy it as much. And when I watch it live with him, he's just like poo poo.
Right.
Well, Tony Khan does this, Brian.
During Raw.
Well, Tony Khan does this, Brian.
Hey, don't you talk about Tony like that. What's Berto saying? Will I finally get into the Hall of Fame this year? Ooh,
I don't know, Berto. Juan's been real active.
He has been. He's been a good run right now. This is a good loop for Juan.
Daniel Price isn't in the Hall of Fame, is he?
Is he? Yeah, he's got to be.
Is he? I don't remember. We inducted him, didn't we? And he was last year's.
Yeah.
Juan says Rob's not here because he's not drunk yet. He'll be here in about 20 minutes.
That's accurate.
And DP's calling him out.
Rob. Come on. No, I'm going to defend him.
He's got early menopause, is what they say.
No.
All right.
You say that.
So, Britt and Riho rematch. I mean, it was fine, but again, I really don't see Britt dropping the title anytime soon. So,
what about
we'll get there.
Get where? You don't even know what I was going to say.
You were going to talk about Jade.
No.
Liar.
Because Britt isn't dropping the title of Jade.
No. You were gonna segue to the other.
Who Britt could drop the title to, but fuck me. Never mind. We can go on to talk about Jade, I guess. I mean, I'm just fucking with you.
She'll drop the title
That's what
too.
the kids say in the 90s, Ed.
By the way,
Adam?
Charlotte to AEW talk went like as soon as she and Andrade broke up. Nobody has talked about it.
Together, man. They're back together. Andrade's posting pictures with her. Yeah.
Yes, Stike says Price went in last year. That's what I thought. Berto and Juan aren't in yet. Juan says, give it to Berto. He doesn't do the racist Hall of Fame. Come on, man.
We're not. What is he talking about?
I don't know. This is what he does sometimes.
Making shit up.
All right. So, and then the other match was supposed to be Cody and Sammy. I don't know if you have any dirt sheet here, but Cody's out.
Too much freedom.
What was Cody out for?
COVID. He didn't have COVID. Actually, he might have had COVID, but it was an exposure, so I think he was just staying away.
Was it a work?
No.
You don't think so? Because they were quick to rush and crown Sammy Guevara the interim champ.
Yeah. So now what?
So now Sammy Guevara has pointless matches until he faces Cody again. That's why I think it was a work, because they could have just postponed it. They could have. They could have
postponed it.
Brian, in order for them to continue to bill it as Battle for the Belts, they created an interim title while a guy, in your words, does not even have COVID, is just quarantining himself from exposure.
Well, we're just saying he's got too much freedom and he wants to quarantine. Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
But the exposure date now, if you're vaccinated, is 5 days quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So is he not vaccinated? Is that?
No, he is. He was praising the vaccines actually on social media.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I would assume that he's vaccinated.
DP is saying what you aren't saying.
Why? What's he saying?
Look, read it right there.
It's all a backdoor way to get Cody title reign number 4.
Yep. I believe this
because he's still the champion.
I believe this is a fucking PR stunt.
That's not no.
I don't have COVID, but I was exposed, so I'm gonna take myself out of the title picture. Glad I didn't fucking waste a dime to go to this show here in town. By the way, Brian, because
so you wouldn't have liked to see fucking Bryan Danielson and Hangman? Come on.
I would have liked to see Bryan Danielson and Hangman, but if I had known that they were gonna do all this shenanigans,
the man was being safe. We're in a pandemic, Adam. Gosh.
Okay.
Have some sensitivity.
So anyway, it's all about Cody.
Oh.
So let's get to the match that truly mattered.
What?
You did the Hangman and Bryan Danielson.
I thought you were gonna say Jade and
Okay, I guess we could talk about that.
That was the one that really mattered.
Jade Cargill won a tournament that we knew she was going to win from day one.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, a lot of people, and I'm not one of them, but this is just, I'm just presenting it. Do you think that there are some people out there that think that the only reason Jade won was because of the stuff that went on with Tony? With his comments about diversity and all that stuff. What do you think?
No, I think she was set to win from day one.
I think so too. And that's apparently, I feel like...
That's
Tony
just a narrative somebody else has created.
Say it again?
That's just a narrative that somebody else has created.
I agree.
I think Jade Cargill is greener than goose shit. I don't see that you can... push her to the moon without getting her better at the in-ring ability.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, she has the fucking look. She can cut a promo. Okay.
Definitely.
I think she does promo work better than her in-ring work. She was featured with Shaq. They're obviously getting behind her. I think the point of this all along was to make her the first African-American champion for AEW. I think it was bigger than not just making her the inaugural TBS. Now, with that said, I do agree with Stike. That match, Ruby and Jade, was botchy as hell. I think Jade is too green to go with...
Tough.
Yeah, Jade is too green to work with somebody Ruby's size. Like, she doesn't know how to do it. And she doesn't know how to go with a long match. Now, I realize they have a lot invested in her, but I remember us having the same conversation, Brian, about Britt Baker. And now DMD is the most over thing ever. So I'm going to give Jade the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see what kind of champ she is. DP says Tony Khan's convinced she's a female Goldberg. I read a lot on IWC.
No.
Did you not read a lot of people, though, that said that? I'm not saying it's 100% true. But a lot of people on IWC were saying that she's going to be Goldberg level. Like the way she's booked and run undefeated for like a year and a half.
No, I mean, to be honest, I prefer her promos over his.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, what did he did? Yeah, but he was a less is more promo.
I mean, she should be the same way.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have to be. I'm just saying that I think her promo skills at this point in her career, to where Goldberg was, I feel like her promo skills are at least a little bit ahead of where his were.
Okay, yeah. Juan says she's gonna hurt one of the girls. I agree, and apparently she's Brandy's friend, so that should tell you a lot. I'll just put it out there because I want to move on, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Simple question: who loses their title first, Britt or Jade?
Ooh. I think I want to say Britt. I feel like Thunder Rosa is going to take it off of her.
That would be a rematch. Yeah, I don't know that. I think first off, this new title is the fucking stupidest move ever. You only have one match a week on Dynamite and another on Rampage. Mm-hmm. You have the talent there to do two titles, but you're not booking it enough. So I feel like it's going to be... I feel like they're both going to run for like 6 months because they're not booking anyone to be legit enough to deserve that rub.
You don't think Thunder Rosa?
No.
You don't think she's deserving of?
No. We'll see. We'll see who Pink Tuesday cuts.
Pink Tuesday.
Yeah, for WWE, who they signed that's ex WWE, and that's who will take it from them.
Martinez.
There you go. No, DP. That's what I was trying to say. I forgot about her too. Yes, somebody ex WWE will take the belt off Britt Baker first.
Oh, I hate that fucking ex WWE bullshit, man.
Wait, no. I think it applies when they come straight there. Okay, if you want to say that, I don't know, fucking Matt Sydal is ex WWE. Matt Sydal was gone from WWE for a long time before AEW. Matt Sydal was working with other companies. He didn't get released from WWE and go to AEW. So right. Matt Sydal, although he was a WWE guy, he's not an ex-WWE.
No, and even before WWE.
I'm talking like Mox. I'm talking Daniel Bryan. I'm talking, even I'll count
WWE guys though. They had a fucking whole career before they even got there.
But the reason those guys are household names in America is because of WWE.
No, WWE people would be like people that are just fucking homegrown from like the Performance Center.
Dude, that means nobody that is in AEW. That means literally nobody.
Exactly. So that
you're a schmuck. You're a schmuck.
There's no all this fucking ex-WWE bullshit in AEW. No. They had fucking careers before WWE. They had careers before AEW. I mean, does AEW have any homegrown people actually on the flip side?
Yes.
Who?
Fuck. Fuck a duck.
People that they trained.
Yes, you put me on the spot. There's some Dustin trained guys there. Austin Gunn.
Maybe Colton. I don't think Austin.
Private Party, Hybrid.
No, Private Party did fucking indies. No, Hybrid. Come on. I think you turned your mic off there, Chief.
I was just picking guys I've never heard of before AEW.
Like fucking who's the guy that with the shaved head that's in NXT 2.0 right now? The guy that Bob sent a picture of, and you were like, who is that? Wayland Harland, whatever his name.
Harlan Williams, the guy who wrote Half Baked.
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy, he's like a WWE creation.
All right, we got to move on. Daniel Bryan, go ahead and take lead on Bryan Danielson and Adam Page.
Excuse me, what?
Said go ahead and take lead.
What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
You said, oh, you didn't care about that. You wouldn't have wanted to see that. Tell me why I should want to have seen this part 2.
Because it was like a 30-plus minute. It didn't go the distance like it did the first one, but it was still an excellent match. I don't know who wouldn't want to watch a match like that. Who wouldn't want to watch a match like that live, no less?
What was the finish, Brian? Because AEW's got, I mean, we all knew, I guess some didn't. I knew Hangman wasn't dropping it here. But it's all about the how. You know, AEW, yes, I can't, you're not going to convince me differently. AEW is predictable as shit, but the how is still important. How many movies have you guessed, you know, the twist ending, but to get the specifics of it, it's still like, wow, versus, oh, that guy did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how do you get from A to B?
Well, I'm not going to tell you blow by blow. I mean, it was a 40-plus minute match.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, though, like, I just don't know. I don't know that you needed to do a rematch. I guess you have to because it was a face champion. I would have loved a heel champion to go like, fuck your rematch. You know, champions have their advantage, the champion advantage of, you know, DQ, count out, draw. Yeah. You know, a shit heel in a draw situation retaining could go, no, I already fought you. I want somebody else. You know, and the storyline could be Daniel Bryan wanting and pushing and trying to get it. But I don't know. He's already run through Dark Order. Where does he go from here?
Hangman? Well, I mean, tonight
no.
Kind of showed it.
Daniel Bryan. Where does he go?
You said Daniel Bryan.
Sorry, Bryan Danielson.
Oh, boy.
Where do you think he goes?
You bring up a good point. I don't know. Punk, no, he's not going to do that.
I'm curious where he goes. And we can segue to tonight. Bryan Daniel, or where's you think this is?
Well, Archer obviously is going to be with Hangman now,
right? And Archer obviously is going to lose.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, okay. All right.
Daniel Garcia had a better chance of being the interim TNT champion than fucking Archer has of beating.
That is a good point.
Just that's my 2 cents. I bet you within a year, Cody snakes his way into the AEW title. Yes. I bet you by Double or Nothing next year, Cody has at least a title opportunity.
I hope it happens as a heel.
Yeah, want to see a goofy gimmick? Wendy Chu in NXT. She's lethal in PJs. Wasn't that the girl that was with the whole Xia Li shit? Like, wasn't she? What was her name? Bao or something? Can't remember. She was the one that kept beating the shit out of Bao.
No idea.
You don't remember that?
Dude, I got to be honest. I've like barely been tuning into NXT.
No. This would have been like 7 months ago, Brian. Because this girl's been repackaged now because Xia Li got called up.
Yeah.
Anyway, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, she is in pajamas. What is this? I'm watching a clip of it. Have you seen this?
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. I saw it. So, anyway. And DP says, yes, that is her. Okay. So, let's quickly, before we go into Dynamite.
Yeah.
Since we barely scratched the surface of the Archer thing. Let's talk about this. Do you have it in front of you to read, Brian, or do you want me to read it?
If you got it right in front of you, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this is from Raya Sullivan.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
I don't.
I don't either. But this is somebody that went online and said this. They said Vince McMahon is selling WWE because Vince can't give it to Triple H due to his heart problems. So Vince wants the family to get out of wrestling and start a new life with a lot of money from the sale of the business. Vince knows he's going to die soon, so he's selling it for Triple H, Stephanie, and his kids and grandkids. If H didn't have the health problems, Vince would have not sold it and left it to Steph and Triple H. The source, he says, I know this directly from Vince. I worked with WWE doing a lot of their PR. I am sharing this for my own reasons now. Don't ask, cuz you'll never know. Cuz, C-U-Z, real professional. There's a good chance this will all be deleted anyway, so it's like it was never written. You can find my old posts if they haven't been deleted where I spoiled CM Punk to AEW and also Bryan Danielson over a year and a half ago and had over 100 negative comments from non-believers laughing emojis on the post. I also broke the news with WWE going to be sold with 3 potential buyers, one being immediate group from the United Arab Emirates, and then AEW possibly being a serious 4th as suitable candidates to make the sale happen. Now, there's a lot of onions here, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Or a lot of layers to this onion. I want to first talk about just this old one where he's trying to establish the end part, excuse me, where he's trying to establish his credibility by saying you can find my old posts where I spoiled CM Punk to AEW and Bryan Danielson over a year and a half ago. Check the fucking tape because we've been covering AEW for at least 2.5 years, 3 years. Brian, at the bare minimum, if not all 3 of us, talked about, Bryan Danielson going there. That doesn't mean that Brian was like, yeah, I told you. I mean, how many names, Brian, on this podcast alone did we throw around as coming to AEW that actually happened? 20?
I mean, what? Like ones that like haven't happened?
No. I'm talking the ones that have happened. Like if he wants to say he spoiled it a year and a half ago when AEW was just starting, I believe we on this podcast named everybody we could think of. Everybody. Oh, well, Rusev could go there. Hey, guess what? Rusev's there. Fuck
but that was just speculation.
I know, but I don't believe that. I bet you this guy's tweets, I'm not going to go back and fucking look at this dude's shit, but I bet you it's speculation too. I mean, you could throw a dartboard at the wall. I guessed fucking Brock Lesnar winning Money in the Bank when he wasn't even in the match. So? Does that mean... But my point, Brian, is simple. I was not in the room. I have nothing to do with WWE. So I'm trying to establish in a weird way that I don't believe that this person on Twitter who is going to cite other tweets makes them credible. Okay?
No, but...
That's all I'm trying to show here.
Sure. News breaks. it can break from like the weirdest sources or the most I guess what's the word
which
I'm
is
trying to
fine.
say?
Yeah, I mean there's a housekeeper that tells you, you
Right.
know, a tell-all story about when a celebrity dies.
Like for example, Daniel Jones, the Giants quarterback. Apparently it was the fucking like the Maras who owned the Giants. It was their carpenter that broke the news. And like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, bullshit." Like, "Yeah, no, that's fine." And then sure enough, like a week later, the Giants announced that Jones was out. It was the carpenter. All because of the carpenter.
Oh,
Maybe this is the carpenter situation.
I don't know.
I don't know
So, he starts off. McMahon is selling because of Triple H's heart problems. Okay. Now, I could get behind, and we've had lengthy talks. I'm not going to run it down with you again. You know the deal. So will our audience. There have been talks of, hey, Vince is doing all these creative changes because he's getting ready to sell. This goes back before Triple H's heart problems. The releases, the Pink Tuesday that we're about to be on the third year of after Mania of releases, this goes back almost 3 years. That's how AEW got all these people. So I don't buy that this guy is like, this is a slam dunk and here's why that this is happening. We've all speculated on this show multiple times that he's getting ready to sell and why, and what he's doing. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
that Paul's heart problem pays into it. The rest of it makes sense, Brian. Okay,
you don't think Triple H's heart thing is like
just put this into perspective, Brian. I'm going to paint a picture for you. You're 65 years old. I made you younger than Vince. I know Vince is in his 70s. But you're 65 years old. That's the age of retirement. You have made your money. You're well off to a certain extent. Not like Vince level. You're upper mid class.
Okay.
You can at 65 sell your business and go have more time with your kids and grandkids. You can sell it and also jump from upper middle class to upper class or lower upper class. I don't know, whatever the next step is.
Okay.
Would you do it? And if someone else did it, would you understand why someone else would do it?
It's a very deep question.
I mean, why would you want to keep working if you don't need to? So then that's the answer, Brian. And so when you hear anybody else take the money and run at 65, why not?
Hell yeah.
I didn't.
I mean, they're already set, but
I mean, I didn't want my family business, so my father sold it, and he retired. There's nothing wrong with that, and this guy who's predicting this, I don't think that's false. Vince is in his late 70s, of course. He if he was to entertain selling it, it's to get more time with his family. Simple. Business has changed on him. Get the fuck away. Sell it while it's hot.
right.
Now,
Sell it while it's hot.
my counterpoint is the guy makes a claim that AEW could be in the running to buy WWE.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that.
So that's again where I question his credibility. Because that, even the notion of that they would have to mortgage off the Jaguars to even have a shot.
Do we know how much is it worth? How much is it? Like, if I were to like, hey, I want to buy. Hey, my name is Brian.
Overhead is super fucking low right now.
I saw your product in the window, and I want to buy it. How much is it? What?
How much is that doggy in the window?
Yeah.
Arf, arf. No. So
WWE worth.
No, I just think that one, Tony can't afford it. But number two, why the fuck would you want to buy it? If anything, and you tell me, Brian. Well, I guess I lost you. Are you back?
Hello.
Okay. So I got a question for you here.
Yeah.
Instead of wasting a dime of Tony Khan's money to buy WWE when he already has his own company, what if he just went and embraced, literally he copies Japan, just copy the whole fucking business model of WWE from 10 years ago?
I wouldn't do that.
Why not? WWE has thrown down the gauntlet, whether they're selling or not, and said we are an entertainment company. We're not a wrestling company. Well, WWE built their fucking everything on being a wrestling company. So Tony should go all in that sense. Take that market. Take the ones we've lost from, your days. Think about it, Brian. When we were in our youth, and I'm talking our youth, when there was only 4 or 5 pay-per-views a year, when we had these big memorable rivalries.
In your house.
Yeah. When there wasn't these, like we talked about, a tremendous amount of rematches. He should fucking just go take their old business model from their pre-Monday Night War days.
$5.71 billion, by the way. WWE's worth.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Shad Khan has $8.9 billion. He's worth that much. So,
okay.
I mean, he could spend more than half of his. I mean, maybe he could sell off some things in his house.
Dude, Tony is already bleeding money, his dad's money on AEW. There's no way he'd give him more.
Maybe they can pool some money together. Hell, I'll throw in some of my assets. I'll sell off.
I hate you.
Some nice.
Let's get to it because we ran late because I got shit I had to do.
Shit you had to do.
So
you were sitting in traffic apparently.
Dude. Okay, so right here, right between my house and the studio, to come over here because I have no co-host named Brian to watch the show with, so I watched it at home.
Where's Rob? Oh, he's not there.
Anyway,
what are you drinking there? Grape juice?
Hot cocoa. So anyway, there is you know the area, Brian, so you can back me.
Yeah.
There's one road between me and Rob. There's no 6 different ways to go. There's one. There's a fucking creek. So if I want to go with the long way around, it's literally the long ass way around, or I take the highway down to another exit and then a back road back.
You can do it. It's not that far.
The one little road that only turns off to the right, Brian, an 18-wheeler jackknifed themselves on that. You know that little hill?
Yeah.
That little side road?
Oof.
Yeah. So they were blocking the road and there was no way around. So took forever. And I was stuck, couldn't even do a U-turn. Anyway.
Oh, but how'd you get the hot chocolate then? Where did that come into the...
I brought it with me to the studio. My wife made it.
So wait, you stopped home? I'm so confused. So
Never mind. All right, so...
Or did you have that with you earlier, and it's still hot? How is it still hot?
This is...
Nothing makes sense.
I wish this was a sponsor. They're not, but whoever makes this fucking thing, that's why it's still hot. Look at the steam rising.
Yeah. Who is it?
So good. I don't know. It doesn't have a brand name. It's whatever my wife bought. It's probably from QVC. Who knows?
Disappointing.
All right. Let's talk about Dynamite. We're going to get into match of the night, segment of the night, and then we'll do our marked out award and petty award.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you kick off match of the night.
Match of the night. You know, you might disagree with this, but I was kind of a fan of that TBS title match there that they had. I'm big on Daniel Garcia. I think he's fucking.
You mean TNT? You mean TNT? I was like, I don't remember.
What did I say? Did I say TBS?
Yeah, they're on TBS now, but it's still the TNT
but they're
title.
on TBS. See, man. Yes, thank you for correcting me.
That's worse. That's worse than the Bryan Danielson Daniel Bryan thing.
Oh my god. Yeah, the TNT title match on TBS.
Even worse. It was the interim TNT title on TBS.
You know, I really don't have a big problem with that. I kind of like that they did that. It's a little bit different. You don't really see that in wrestling. You see it in MMA a lot. You see it in boxing thing. You don't see it in WWE.
It would be cool if they said, "Hey, Cody's injured and he's gone for 5 months. We need to do an interim." If he's vaccinated and quarantining, Brian, it's 5 fucking days. This is all a work.
You're right. It is a little extreme. I will say that.
I mean, people have been off TV for 30 days wrestling as a champion and held it.
Right.
Across many federations.
What if it was a battle of the belts? Then maybe they don't do that. Maybe they just replace him and that's that.
You just put it a different match.
Yeah. I don't know.
You fucking had the FTW title in there. Throw another made-up title.
Oh, stop it.
The American NJW or NJPW TV US title.
No, don't. No.
All right.
Ooh.
What, you don't like that?
I don't, sir. No.
Oh. My match of the night, and I don't think you should be surprised.
Yeah, what was yours?
Mine is simple. What do you think it is?
Wardlow and Punk.
Nope. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Why?
I fucking hate that Wardlow and Punk match. We'll get there. I thought it was Sheeta and fucking Serena.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is a rematch, but I think this is the NXT rule, Brian. This is a good rematch. This is a good feud. I've liked their feud. I haven't been like, oh, here's these two again. I've been like, ooh, what do they got next?
Yeah,
Stike on the board right there. Stike's agreeing with me. Says Serena Deeb versus Sheeta. That's how a heel beats down a babyface. And I've been critical of Rosa and Deeb not getting enough wins on TV. This is a big win here. Sheeta's a former champ. Mm-hmm. I like what was done here, and it was my match of the night because I thought it was the one that low-key did the best storytelling.
Low-key showed up?
This is no. This is one of those things that we've always complained about in main roster WWE. There wasn't enough feuds away from the title. These two are not title holders. They're not contenders right now. They're away from both women's belts. Even though I guess it's a rematch from the TBS Championship bracket thing, but it's a feud that's been playing out. I thought it's been great, and it's away from a title.
Interesting. Well, I'm surprised that you said that, but
you didn't like the match?
No. I thought it was an awesome match. I'm just surprised that you enjoyed it because you're usually
no.
Well, you're
check the tape.
You're critical on the girls. Never mind.
Check the tape. The girls have been something I've liked a lot.
No, you're right.
In AEW.
You're absolutely right. You've been championing. That's hard to say.
It is. I didn't think about how hard it is championing. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to continue my championing ways, Brian, as we go to segment of the night. Because you know what my segment of the night is?
I think I know, but I want to hear it.
Believe it or not, it involves the Bucks.
I knew it. Okay.
But it's for one reason. I've been getting tired of this whole best friends, super elite dragon clique rivalry. I've been like, come on, fucking payoff. Let's let's get the Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy. It's what we all want, right? One-on-one. That's what I want. I don't give a shit about the Bucks or Red Dragon. I want the one-on-one. So when this segment starts, the show, I've got the bar low, and I'm like, here, cue the Bucks. Okay, yeah, cue the best friends. Great.
Yep.
This is exactly what you just did. Minus Red Dragon. It's exactly what they did with Jurassic Jungle Boys. So
Jurassic Jungle Boys.
That was their name when they had Christian Cage in the group. So they're just doing the same shtick. But here's where it got twisty and made my segment of the night. It's when Statlander came out and it caused Britt Baker to come out. The first time we've really, not completely first time, you know what I mean, like but now we've seen a Britt Baker, Adam Cole character uniting a little more, like out in the ropes. We've seen it backstage. This was the first time we saw it in the ring or in front of the fans, however you want to put it.
Well, I think I think on BTE, I think they've maybe.
That's not a show.
Well, I mean, someone debate that.
And I know they were backstage for at least one promo on Dynamite. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a cool little deal.
Oh, we're getting a mixed tag match next week. That's even better. You're talking about how
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Why don't I mind it, Brian? The booking kind of demands it. They've made it so that the booking demands it. Similar to what's going on with WWE between Maurice and Miz and Edge and Beth. Right. They've made it so that it's not like you shoehorned the fucking spouse in. Because that's what would have happened if they had ever tried to do Brie Bella into a Daniel Bryan feud. That would have been shoehorned.
No, yeah, people would hate that.
This feels kind of natural.
Right.
It's probably really deep down why Adam Cole went to Dynamite or AEW.
1,000,000%.
So, yeah, let's get to it. So that was my segment of the night. Right. What's yours?
Segment of the night. Well, I guess to piggyback off of that, I was just talking about it, but yeah, I think they set it up in your part, and then here is where they set up next week with the mixed tag. Orange Cassidy and Statlander and Cole and Britt. Their whole thing that happened in the back.
It's weird though. It's weird though that it seems that Britt had moved on from Statlander and now they're doing this on the other end. I love the uniting of DMD and Adam Cole, baby. I love the uniting of those two.
Yeah, it is. That's gonna be fun.
I think it could be. And hear me out, Brian. I'm not comparing them to them. I'm saying that I think they could do this with a different twist. I think they could do the way Macho Man was back in the day when he was with Sherry. But Sherry had left her competing days in the past when she was with Macho. Britt still obviously in her prime. So they could do the relationship of, like, you know, the super uber heel couple, but now you have an active female participant when Sherry was just a valet.
I like it. I mean, anything with the two of them, I think, is going to be fun. They're smart enough to know when something sucks, and
yeah, just get rid of Schiavone. Don't do Schiavone on a pole match.
Schiavone. No, don't get what he just actually extended his contract. He resigned.
I'm not talking about get rid of him from AEW. I'm saying get rid of him.
I know. You reminded me.
Stike says segment of the night for him was Jurassic Express and Silver and Reynolds. They already did Orange Cassidy versus Cola was on the night that Kyle O'Reilly did their debut. Oh, yeah, but they didn't see the finish.
Tag,
well, no, but they didn't see the finish because O'Reilly debuted.
Yeah,
and Cole took advantage. All right, Marked Out Award and Petty are up. Brian, go with the Marked Out.
Marked out award, I think you know where I'm going with this one, but of course it's finally we get the debut of Brody King, taking out Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, who else was in there? I think Penta was in there. Woo! So now we finally get the PWG Tag Team Champions. What was their name again? The Order of the Black something, or the
House of Black?
House of Black is the stable that they're both a part of, because I think they're going to be adding more members. But they have a tag team.
Why? What? So I gotta say this. The only person who overnames everything is a t-shirt company.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Biased Brian, Bionic Brian.
Well,
I mean, you're the only one we've named too many times. You're like our Johnny Nitro.
I take that with pride. Although Pro Wrestling Tees is not in my my happy list right now. They're on a little. I don't want to say my shit list, because who am I kidding? I'm not gonna not buy stuff from that. Anyway, what was your question?
Wow. Okay. Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Wait. So that was your marked out, right?
Marked out. Yeah, the debut of Brody King. Fucking A.
Fucking A.
What was he do his band too? Jesus, now I just drew a blank.
I thought for sure you were gonna mark out for Horseman Country.
That is a close second, but I feel like that's gonna be like Leo Rush and Dante Martin stuff. Like, will he accept? Will they? Will like? I feel like they're gonna be doing the same fucking thing. I'm not really all excited about it. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah. Don't care at all. FTR, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what you're doing, boys. I don't.
Yeah.
I get somebody like Matt Hardy, end of his career. AEW is the perfect place for him.
Sure.
It is such the perfect place for him. But FTR being booked like, excuse me, Brian, for dissing your boys, but being booked like Butcher and Blade. I mean, Proud and Powerful were in the early days of Inner Circle were booked better than this.
You're not wrong.
So I just think FTR deserves better. It just doesn't make sense. So let's.
What was your marked out? Did you say yours?
No, I did not.
What do you got?
Man, my marked outs were kind of. It was kind of tough. I didn't like the Powerhouse Hobbs match. Just whatever.
What about when Glacier showed up?
Yeah, right. I guess if I got to mark out for anything, it would be the exact moment when they went for the kiss on Adam Cole. That I can't remember what the move's called. And she cut him off so that she could get the kiss.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but it's also pretty good. So that's my marked out. My petty. So, for those keeping score at home, my marked out for several weeks in a row has been Wardlow being featured in a singles match. Not even just so much a singles match, Brian, but a singles burial. Like this is old school WWE style where they bring up a guy from the Performance Center and just let their monster tee off weekend.
Yeah.
Love it.
Enhancement matches.
Love it. Yes. Not even a jobber. Not even a jobber match. These are just enhancement talents. They're brought in to just lose. Because it doesn't matter. Their character's not hurt. And establish it. But they jumped straight from, was it 4 or 5 weeks of enhancement talent into CM Punk? No.
Oh, they're building him up.
No, but you should have a middle. Okay,
I hear ya.
like when Brock Lesnar had a couple matches against the Hardys and stuff before he went and took on the main eventers. You know, he had to start somewhere. Hardys were perfect at the time. They were, you know, a tag team, not singles wrestlers. It made sense. You're feeding a guy enhancement talent. There should be a gap from enhancement talent to a multi-time world champion, CM Punk.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong with that one. Can't think of who his opponents were off the top of my. He had to have won that. That was like sort of like middle of the road.
No.
No.
None.
I don't think you know. I think you're just saying no.
No.
Just to say it.
No. All of them were enhancement talent. So, he says they're repeating the labors of Jericho, but with Punk instead. No, I don't think they're doing that either, DP. What I'm saying is Wardlow, for 5 fucking weeks, was programmed as arguably, Brian, I don't know if you'd argue this with me, arguably as the first true monster for AEW. If you go on the last 5 weeks, the way they're booking him, we got to make sure this guy's on TV, and he's got to beat the fuck out of his opponent.
I mean, what about Luchasaurus? You don't think he's a monster?
No, he's in the tag team division. He doesn't
He's
even
dinosaur.
No. You don't like what I'm saying about Wardlow? I mean, that's how you book a monster. He didn't need to have long matches, but he was featured each week to make that build.
But that's what they did.
That's exactly. And then what did they do tonight?
I mean, he went against it, but the match makes sense though. It wasn't Wardlow going after him.
No. How did he lose to CM Punk? Specifically, how? I'm not saying this is my petty, so it's got to be fucking petty. I knew the second they fucking booked this match that CM Punk would win.
But it was because of MJF. It was him ordering
after 7 power bombs. I might be wrong on the number.
He wanted to decimate him.
After 7 power bombs, he gets a roll-up counter to lose.
That's right.
Even with MJF's interference, Brian, you buy that 5 weeks of building your monster. That's a nut shot to the Big Show.
The Undertaker at WrestleMania, man. Come on.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
Really.
Petty award for Stike. He says, my award goes to the burial of Wardlow. You could have gave him the biggest win of his career, and you made him look like an idiot tonight. Thank you. That's my point, Brian, is AEW had a chance to pull the trigger and shock the fucking world. Imagine, in his feud with MJF, on the road to their confrontation, where we think MJF might be the guy to get the first win against Punk. You want to really start a rift? You want to build a feud that nobody sees coming? Guess who gets the first loss before him? Before MJF can. It's Wardlow. Wardlow goes down in the books as handing the first loss to Punk. That would send MJF to lose his fucking mind over it. Think about it. The breakup feud that they're building to between MJF and Wardlow. How about what I am suggesting, Brian, as the true spark to kick it into gear?
Because I think MJF needs that more than that's MJF to take. That's
why it's the ego. If Wardlow were to pin Punk first, the ego of MJF could not handle it.
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, that wouldn't make
bored. It was what I'm saying any good. Brian's not. I thought it was good. I still think it
is good, but I would rather save that moment for MJF. I feel like that's a huge moment.
Okay, but does it need to happen?
This applies to what you're saying is it puts the story more on Wardlow.
Yes, because
it's not really about him though. This is about MJF.
No, here's the thing, Ryan. You are teasing right now with what happened tonight. You're definitely, regardless of who beats Punk first, and regardless of everything with Punk, the story you're building to long term is the breakup of Wardlow and MJF, right?
Sure.
I mean, after Punk's over, after whatever, where they're headed is a clear, hey, we gotta break up, we gotta fight scenario. Letting Wardlow win and beat Punk, number one, that proves all the critics wrong about the predictability. Number two, that puts all the critics wrong that when CM Punk said he wanted to wrestle all the new guys and give them a chance, he meant, give them the rub. He's not going to lose to any of them. Well, now he did. He lost to Wardlow. It is something that you can invest in for years that would pay off. It would have been 1, 2, 3 kid level.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Wardlow beating CM Punk? No, I think the whole thing is that
you don't think if Wardlow had won tonight, that wouldn't have been
of the size.
But nobody. My point being is nobody thought 1, 2, 3 Kid could beat Razor. Nobody, and he did. Nobody predicted, or nobody. If you put gun to any AEW fan's head tonight and said you got to pick Wardlow or Punk. If you're right, you live. If you're wrong, you die. Everybody's picking Punk.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be that moment, Brian.
Yeah, but he's a heel. It doesn't work. Everyone wants to see him lose anyway.
No. You check the fucking
Punk?
tape.
Yeah, you do.
You check the fucking tape. Because Wardlow is over right now, or was before tonight.
But not compared to fucking CM Punk.
But my point is, he gets the win. I don't think that when you say the heel, I'm telling you it would break him and MJF up because of the ego, and he's the face. When MJF and Wardlow break up, he's the face. So this could have been a face turn with a victory. It would have been weird, but it could have a long-term play out. Stike says
But then you also know that Punk isn't going to lose to MJF. Also, he's not going to lose to both of them.
That's the point. That's when the breakup really happens. Is MJF loses to Punk. And Wardlow beat Punk. There's your wedge. Because fucking MJF can't stand it. And Punk would cut the promo. You're just mad because your boy beat me and you didn't.
Right.
I think that has such legs, and it enters a new domain. Because right now it's Punk and MJF, and you got to fight my lackeys. You're going to fight Sean Spears next week. Yay.
No, I mean, they're definitely making, they're the undertones of, I mean, now it's becoming more clear and clear that I think it's going to be Wardlow snapping on MJF. It's not going to be Wardlow winning a match and then MJF coming out and then beating him because he's jealous. I think it's going to be MJF is going to push his buttons one more time and then he's going to fucking, I don't know, clothesline.
So,
kick him in the dick. I don't know.
I want to quote Beauty and the Beast, the tale as old as time. Okay? With AEW.
Can you sing the rest, though?
No. So, do you know who Mox is?
Who?
Mox.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you remember his
John
feud?
Moxley, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember his feud with Jericho? Le Champion?
Briefly. Yeah, yeah.
What was the main focus of it?
The main focus. I mean, the title, the belt.
But I mean, like, what did Mox have to do to get to the title?
He had to go through the inner circle.
Okay. When Daniel Bryan was chasing Hangman's Adam Page's title, what did he have to do to get there?
He went through the Dark Order.
Okay.
You could throw the Bucks and throwing Brandon Cutler
when Jericho wanted his whatever, his 4th or 5th match against MJF.
Yeah.
They called it the Labors of Jericho, but what was it? He had to do what?
He had to do what?
He had to fight all the members of Pinnacle, Brian.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So,
I forgot about Pinnacle.
This is just fucking stupid.
It's a little rehashed.
It's all rehashed over and over and over again. This would have been your chance to break the fucking cycle. This is what happens when your boys sit in the back. They're not new ideas. This is the shit that you make with GM mode on a video game. You're like, oh, the crowd loved this. I got 4 stars at the pay-per-view for this feud.
Meltzer's gonna love this.
I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And now, part of this, Brian, might be because they fucking have to, because there's so many goddamn factions. But this doesn't make sense.
I mean, it makes sense because they've just done it before.
Yeah, Cody had to go through all the obstacles to get to his.
It makes so much sense that we have to do it. That's what the thinking is.
No.
Yeah.
I think you could have swerved. I don't think you need to go to Spears next. I don't think you need to. FTR is clearly not giving a fuck about this feud. They're still on loan to El Idolo, I thought. But El Idolo's now with the Hardy family. This is a clusterfuck.
Now he's with Charlotte again. What up is down, left is right.
I don't think they're thinking properly long term. And they're taking lazy booking. And they're hoping that the cult of AEW won't notice. And they're hoping that the match quality will make up for bad storytelling and bad endings.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, they have that on their side.
Dude, they absolutely do. But so does some of WWE. Dude, I would challenge you that still to this day, any Kevin Owens, any Seth Rollins, any AJ Styles work is at the top of the business. At the top of the business.
For sure.
So,
I feel like they're more the exception these days.
Okay, they might be more the exception, but they are also the consistent, hey, we're going to do it every week. We're going to do it every match.
The exception on WWE programming.
No, I know.
Okay.
But part of why I think that they suffer is the stories aren't there.
Sure.
To make the connection to their awesome work. So I think it's fair to say the same about AEW. I've watched some banger matches. I thought that Punk, and this is to bring full circle because we're still on my petty. I thought that Punk and Wardlow was a good match until the fuck finish. It was a fuck finish. All you have to do. You want me to tell you how simple you can book this without putting Wardlow over and protecting him? When he did the table spot. DQ. Done. Match is over. He lost for listening to MJF. So I'm just giving you another very simple scenario. He put him through the table as instructed by his boss. Punk wins.
Yeah.
Wardlow loses no credibility. That's your fucking good ending. If you want to continue down this path that they have booked. It's so easy. Right?
It's so easy even a caveman can do it.
But no, seriously, like just throw up the DQ right then.
Yeah.
Why not?
Did I get my petty yet? I don't think I did.
You didn't. Go ahead.
Did I?
You did
I
not.
didn't.
You're never petty, so go for it.
Yeah, no, you know what? I do have one tonight, though. I thought about it. I want Sting to move on from Darby.
Yay!
You know, I wanted it before, but now, I mean, it's just...
It's dragged out.
It's very dragged. But here's the thing. I also don't want it to happen because I don't want Sting versus Darby. Because I feel like Darby will, like... if he does, like, one of his, like, dives to the outside onto Sting, Sting will just explode. He'll just, like...
It'll be worse than Seth Rollins' buckle bomb.
Yeah, I'm legitimately nervous about that match happening. So I don't want that to happen, but I also don't want to see them keep dragging out this partnership. All right, they wear a similar face paint. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. I think long-term booking with the state of AEW and the people that are going to change factions or change alliances or whatever, like, I'm willing to bet that they're so, like, clueless on it that Darby and Sting will break up at the same time as MJF and Wardlow break up, and it'll also just be the same time that Arn and Cody break up. Like, within a couple months span, they'll have all these, like, alliances break up and not even realize, like, dude, you should have spaced this out.
Yeah, squeeze some juice out of those bad boys.
Like imagine if right now, or go back in the day, you know, Ministry, DX, what was it, fucking Corporation and Nation?
Union. Yeah.
Imagine if all four of them just, like, instantly imploded all at the same time. Instead of the way
chaos. Yeah.
Instead of the way they did it, corporate and ministry merged and had their, Vince kidnapped Stephanie shit or whatever the fuck that was. You know, a Nation, they had their dissension from within, and then Rock's like, I'm too good for you after he took over.
Right.
And then, you know, lost my smile. DX has to change roster. Like, but imagine if all that happened simultaneously. And we just, that's what's going on here. And now they're just plug and play with, like, the super elite clique Red Dragon going from Christian and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. They're just like, yep, spin the wheel. Oh, best friends, come on down. You're the next contestant on Faction vs. Faction.
Oh.
Come on, man.
DP saying AEW Dynamite Valentine's breakup party. Oh, I guess for Valentine's Day. That's funny.
Hey.
Oh, Valentine's Day is coming up.
We do need to close real quick on one thing. So apparently Peter Avalon, his contract expired in December. They let it run out. I'm not focusing on him, but I speculated with you that a lot of contracts have to be coming due.
Oh, yeah.
And that the roster's so bloated, you got to figure some of these guys are gone. I can't help but go back to the tag division. In the infancy of AEW, the tag division was fucking top notch. And there's so many of those people and teams that have just disappeared. Even some of the ones that were hot shit debuts, like the Acclaimed and what's the other one?
Private Party?
No, the Dante Martin before his brother.
Bear Country, Top Air Flights, Top
Flight. So when you even had, like, Acclaimed and Top Flight come in, if you want to throw in Bear Country, sure. You had a good division. You had a good, like, thing going. And it seems like it's taken a back seat in so many ways that now singles wrestlers are tag team wrestlers if they're not being used as singles wrestlers, a la Darby and Sting or Ethan Page and Scorpio, or when Kenny and Hangman were champs.
Right.
And then any tag teams, like true tag teams, are now absorbed into the trios division. Matt Hardy's going to wrestle with Private Party, or Eddie Kingston's going to wrestle with, Lucha Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, so you don't have anybody really standing alone. But FTR's wrestling with Shawn Spears or Wardlow. It's just Orange Cassidy's in with the Best Friends. Like, they just can't. To echo Rob's point, because it's just been magnified to me, they need to establish some divisions, and I'm hoping that letting these people like Peter Avalon and stuff, no offense, bro, but letting some of these contracts expire and go away will allow them to get their divisions back, because they don't have so many people that they don't have to do this 6-man, 10-man, 8-man.
I think the trios division, when they eventually get it, I think that'll also alleviate some of the a little bit of the issues that they have. But also, like you said, I think the contracts coming up, I think that'll also. But I mean, who's to say? Maybe Avalon, maybe he talked to them and he was like, you know what, I'm cool with letting it just go and not re-signing.
Yeah, but I mean, and we know the big swole one, but I just wanted to, I'm equal opportunity. I want to make sure we mention the white guy they let go too that couldn't wrestle.
Hey, that's not nice,
dude.
He's very talented. He's a great character.
Yes, because they had the character already in place.
Well, it was weird.
And they then said, hey, audition for it, and gave it to 2 friggin' people. To show you how they can't make up their mind about some stuff, they gave it to 2 people. The same gimmick. That they advertised.
Like you said, just gender.
All right, well, Leva Bates was the hotter one anyway.
Wow.
She's still there. So,
she is.
Now they're just trying to get everyone on TV. DP says that's why there's no divisions. That was my point, Brian. Is that I hope regardless of Peter Avalon or anybody else they let go, I hope that is their intent, is to get their roster back to a manageable size, and not just have to slough everyone out in brawls and other stuff. Because there's so much good stuff and so many good matches on AEW. They just need that little bit. They had it at the beginning. At the beginning, to me, they felt like TNA. Now they feel like WCW.
I mean, in my eyes, those are both compliments, so I can't.
Is it a compliment? Like,
I mean, I love even crappy WCW was my favorite.
Okay, I'm asking because I genuinely don't know, but I remember TNA.
No, it was. I'm being sarcastic. I mean, I'm not being sarcastic. I truly mean it. Even like the bad stuff was good, but no, it's definitely not. It's not at that level. And I mean, not early TNA, but like
it felt very early TNA though in the beginning. No, it felt like I felt like Inner Circle was running around like Team Canada. At the time, they were your only
Sports Entertainment Extreme.
Yeah, they were your only big faction at the beginning. You had some other good tag teams going throughout. You had your you had a showcase division of some talent. I wouldn't call them like X divisioners, like TNA had, but they were doing the right thing. That's where Orange Cassidy really became a name for them.
Sure.
And then you just like went away for it in favor of signing everybody. That's why I was making like the WCW comparison. Because I feel like if instead of starting the wrestler collector gimmick that Tony Khan appears to have, imagine if they had introduced just an X division at the time, not the TNT championship. They introduced the X division, something that wasn't quite cruiserweight, wasn't quite hardcore, but really just was like an open challenge type of, hey, these guys can go. You've probably never heard of them, but here they are, division. That's what the X division was to me. I know it's still kind of going, but the early days, man, Chris Sabin and Petey fucking Williams, me as a wrestling fan for 20 plus years at the time, I'd never heard any of those guys, Brian. And I know they had careers. I went back and looked. They had careers long before TNA.
Oh, yeah.
But I never heard of them.
Though, for sure.
So TNA made him a star.
Definitely.
So I'm just saying, like, AEW, I think should have done more of that and less of the big signings. They needed some, but TNA, I thought, really did a good job in the beginning with just having Jeff Hardy, Christian Cage, Sting, Kurt Angle. Like, you got just enough to bring some new viewers in, and then you held them there because you're like, hey, have you seen AJ?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right.
Oh, do you know about Samoa Joe?
Right.
Oh, you don't? Motor City Machine Guns? Team Canada?
Christopher Daniels.
Yo, dude. Give me some Fallen Angel TNA all day. I feel bad that his body is just giving up on him, like Matt Hardy style, but dude, he was the man. At that dinner that we always talk about at Cracker Barrel, that was the one guy at the table that Rob
I forgot that he was there.
Yeah, Rob didn't recognize him.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, that's Fallen Angel. Like, he was one of the few I did recognize. Anyway, I just looked at what time it is, man. We've run long.
Man, it's late. I can't believe that it's this late on a Wednesday.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, even Stike said goodbye. That's what made me clue in. All right, so we're gonna check out. We only got 2 shows left on Monday. This Monday is gonna be Medine, and the following will be Colonel Bob from Memphis. Why?
Ooh.
He's breaking the old adage of save the best for last, because that definitely ain't it. But I'm sure we'll get into some fights, and that'll be fun. Infighting's always a good note to go out on.
Yeah.
So sorry we went long. I hope Rob uploads this. Probably won't.
Maybe he will. I don't know.
But the All Elite Hour will be coming up. That'll get uploaded
at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. So until then, come back, check us out. We'll be here, same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Flippity flop, flippity flop.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Hey, did we do your petty?
Yeah, it was.
Untitled Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios.
That was rhetorical, but
Charlotte,
yeah.
North Carolina.
No,
Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live
All right,
following
talking over
WWE
the sound
programming
bites.
on
Rob's
YouTube,
in.
Twitch, and Facebook Live.
He's not gonna
Download the podcast by
Maybe.
following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.